Good day everyone, GarageKing here, and on today's video we are going to change the leaking power steering lines in my Volkswagen Vanagon. And here I'm showing you where they're actually leaking. So here's a good shot of the hoses as they run right to the front. You can see, and this is a 1990 by the way, and I think most years are the same. So they have these steel lines, and for the most part, the steel lines are actually pretty decent all the way up to the steering rack where they connect right here. There you go, just like so. But at the back part here, this is where they leak. You can see there's all the corrosion and that's where they leak. So what we're gonna have to do is get out our cutting tool. Now that is the first way. It is a little bit messier. You can see, yeah, there's the steering fluid that was left in the system and it's leaking out. You know, you can do it this way. I don't know if I would do it this way again, but mind you, for really rusted areas, and let me speed up the video right here. There you go. Here's the second way. Now I think this way is much cleaner and much easier, but the problem is if the pipe is really, really rusty, sometimes depending on the size of your tube cutter, you may not be able to get it on. So that's the only thing. Just make sure your tube cutter will fit on, but I do find this way is actually, you know, pretty easy. Plus, you don't need an air compressor, so that's kind of nice. Next up, you do need a number 2 Phillips screwdriver, and that's to remove the brackets that hold in the power steering lines that sort of run by the side of the frame. Now, some people I think may even try to leave them in and just run the lines, you know, however, but I believe in taking these things out. I mean, why leave them in? The other thing is I've worked on quite a few of these things, some of them not as good shape as this one, where it's much more rusty, and the screw, if you don't heat it, it will strip out. So make sure you heat the screw.
19 millimeter for the smaller one.
And I didn't find these nuts or whatever you call them to be fairly tight. They were actually pretty easy to get off. I think the bigger one on the other side is a 21 millimeter. However, as you will see, the adapters that are in there, I had to use an impact. I'll show you that later because those ones are pretty tight and I wasn't able to take it out by hand. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Now you'll find the whole thing doesn't come out very easily, so you're just gonna have to cut it into a multitude of pieces, and you can see here I'm just cutting it at another area and I'm just dragging it through the frame and working my way through this project. So this is the monstrosity of steel you're gonna take out, and one thing I'll give VW credit for is this piece of rubber. There's like no cracking in it at all, and I was like, well, I don't know if you saw me there, or I don't know if in editing, but I was like hanging on this piece of rubber. So they make really good rubber back then, I guess. I don't know. And then there's these things. Maybe I'll save some of these when I'm putting stuff together, if I can just run things through them. Who knows what? They're just sort of hard to find kind of things. But anyway, power steering lines are all out. All right, so when you get your hoses, you're going to want to inspect them. Now, the side that goes to the steering rack should be straight, and they should have these little adapters that screw into the steering rack, and you'll see underneath we need these. So you need to make sure that they're straight on this side. Now on the other side, this is in the engine bay, you're going to have one that is just going to be totally straight like this, and that's for the return hose. It just slides on, then we can clamp it. And then for the pressure hose, it's going to be straight, and it's going to have a fitting that looks like this. And usually one of the hoses is going to be slightly thicker than the other. Here you can see the return is a little bit thicker than the power hose or the feed line. If you're wondering why you got to change these off your power steering rack to these adapters, the hoses you can see here, they're a little bit different. So you can see how these ones go in, and that's how they're going to connect to the hose. And these ones sort of have a very gradual, so they're different. The slope on these is gradual, and these is obviously a lot more steep. So anyway, that's why you have to change these, because you can see they're obviously different. So if you try just to screw the hose right onto there, the threads are the same, but the problem is it's not going to seal. This one here is a 19, and this one here is a 22. Now the smaller one, the 19 mil, I was able to get off by hand.
And make sure the copper washer comes off with them and doesn't get stuck to the steering rack.
Whoa, that is tight.
There you go. You can see I actually had to use my impact gun to get the second one off. That was the bigger one just because it was too tight. Now putting these new ones in was just a breeze, and they are the same size, 19 mil for the top one and 22 millimeter for the bottom one. Now remember, these don't have to be super tight. I don't know exactly what the torque specs are on them. I don't know. But, you know, you just snug them up good, but they don't have to be super tight. So now if we look, you can see how I ran them right here, and I did put a protective plastic sleeve on top of them. I don't really know if you need that or not. I initially did what I thought was a good idea and attached them right there to the clip, but you know what? Don't do that. It doesn't seem to work. I had to undo it, but the rest is fine. It runs like this. I was able to squeeze them right through the frame there, and then I was able to find a bracket there, just in front of the fuel pump. There you go, there's a better shot of that. And afterwards, I'll zip tie them up once I get the main pipes, because I'm replacing the plastic ones with the stainless steel ones for the radiator. So anyway, I was able to clamp them up right here. There's the heater hoses right there up top. And here is the 2 holes that there's that little clamp, and that's for the main hoses that go to the radiator. Now, here you can see I ran them above the bolt. I put more plastic there just to protect them. And if we sort of slide out here on the back, you can see I tried to keep them in nice and tight. I put the plastic sheathing on. I think it helps. I just didn't want them to get pinched or wear from abrasion. So this is what I did to secure them. And here they are at the very end. And then once I have the engine installed, I am just going to connect them to the hoses. Now you probably want to see them connected to the hoses. So let's take a look and fast forward to, there you go. The engine is in. And if we pan over here, let's just sort of move over here a little bit. There's our reservoir, and there's the 2 hoses. So the pressure hose and the return line, just like that. So anyway, no leaks. I'm super glad that I installed them when I did. I think it's definitely a worthwhile thing to do, especially if you have rust under your van like I did. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please leave them below. I am GarageKing, and I hope to see you again. Thanks.